Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is the Sunday, 27th of August 2023. I was actually planning to continue to speak about Muhammad's own son from Mary the Copt today. However, a couple of things happened on the news. I'd like to share them with you. One is a very positive sign and one not so positive, or rather negative, and I'm going to start with the negative one first so that we can have good ending. I'm going to bring your attention to the Quranic chapter 9 verse 60, and it speaks of practically the holy bribe, giving bribe to people. Bribe is something really, the law punishes people who receive bribes unless it's a corrupt law. And when it's a corrupt law, it will encourage bribes. Today's video, I decided to call it the buying Islam and the buying of the human mind, or the human heart, or Islam and the buying of the heart. Okay, when we open that Quranic verse, it speaks of practically giving bribe to the people, certain type of people, and these people are those who joined Islam. There are three types. Number one, those who joined Islam, however, after they joined, they started to study, learn, and they feel this is wrong, and they seem to be about to leave. So you're supposed to keep these people because they are of great influence. They are a big tribe, and when the head of the tribe back then joined, everybody becomes Muslim with him. They don't know what's in that stuff, but even he himself, he doesn't know totally what's in it. It's just probably, okay, let me check this out, and he goes in and he finds out that it's painful, nonsense, crazy. So he decides, you know what, I don't have to put my people or my tribe through that. So he starts to not to go to pray with the rest of the gang and stuff like that. So the Prophet, may the blessing of Allah be upon his Bass, Bass, by the way, in case your head goes wrong, the wrong way. I am sick and tired, and I try to be polite in my speech, but sometimes it's really hard. Okay, anyway. So this person, you start to kind of like examine that stuff carefully, and he seems to be on his way out. So the Prophet of Allah can see that, so he sent him a couple of hundred camels, 100 Arabian horse, some gold and silver. So the guy will reconsider. That is a lot of money. Imagine you're giving 100 Mercedes to a friend or somebody you just got to know. It's worth a lot of money. Okay, let me stay a little longer, I may receive something more. So he stays. Why should I leave? I mean, after all, there is benefit coming. Okay, that's one category you can give money to. Of course, in the beginning of the surah, I'm going to put it in the description box, it says to give to the poor, the needy. I have no problem with that. And the people who administrate this kind of activity, charity, yes, you give them salary every month or every week or what have you. I'm not against any of that. There are many charitable organizations that they hire people and these people receive salary. That's fine. And they distribute the donation they get to help other people who are in need. That's okay. But when you give money to a strong tribe, wealthy, is just about to leave Islam, that is wrong. And you can give it also to people who are influential, but not in Islam. They are not Muslim. They don't believe in this nonsense, and they stay away from it. However, they are people of great influence, and if they enter this kind of organization or this teaching or whatever you want to call it, this nonsense, then it's either it's a strong tribe and they have good warrior and they can invade other places easier because they have bigger army and stronger army. So you have to bribe them, holy bribe. Go to the head of the tribe and give him $10 million or something like that with today's money. So he said, oh, I'm getting money and we'll do business in the future and make more. Okay. So that kind of person, you are allowed to bribe him. Okay. And the third category is a strong tribe but antagonistic towards the Muslim or towards Islam. So to buy their whiteness, not to attack us Muslims. So you give them some money. Yeah. In a way, this is like the Muslim group collectively giving jizya to stronger neighbors around. Jizya. They are paying jizya, tributes, so that they do not get attacked by these tribes because they are big and strong. They can eliminate us. So give them money. Bribe them. Bribe them. Why am I saying all that? Because today, as I read the news, and that was disturbing, Denmark, which is a Western free nation, some people, a group or so, managed to buy a politician. You can buy politician. Actually, most politicians are bought. Okay? You can buy. With money, you can buy almost everything. For example, Jesus was bought. No, I shouldn't say bought. Jesus was sold for money, 30 pieces of silver. I was informed that 30 pieces of silver represent the price of a slave. So he was sold as a slave by most trusted of his people. He was sold. So you can buy a politician. It's not unusual. A politician in Denmark is suggesting to make a law to imprison anyone who speaks ill or burn the holy books, speaks ills of a religion or burn any holy books. That means the Torah, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Quran. That's what it means. They don't consider the Hindu scripture as holy, or the Buddhist, or any other book. Only these three books, but the Torah and the Old Testament and the New Testament are corrupted, and therefore the only book that it remains holy is the Quran. Hence, if you defile the Old Testament and the New Testament, it's okay, because it's already corrupted, it's defiled already, so you can burn it, you can use it as a toilet papers and stuff like that. That's okay, but not the Quran. And by the way, the law that it says it's in Egypt, I think that was done like around the First World War, because so many people, when the British and the French colonies were in North Africa, many people made fun of Islam. So to kind of like quiet them down and please the Muslim, they made that law that nobody should mock the Holy Scripture in Old Testament, New Testament, and Quran. But it was made specifically so that people do not mock Islam or Quran. And until now, some atheists throw the Old Testament and the New Testament in the garbage, and the people, Islamic countries in North Africa, they don't care. You do that to the Quran, and the whole world will stand up and not sit again, because this is the holy book of Allah. So they start with vague language, the holy books. Okay, no one should insult religions, the Abrahamic religions. However, the Jewish and Christian is corrupt. It's okay. We'll not talk about that. But if you insult Islam, is the most holy, we are going to kill you. We are going to kill you. And now, in Denmark, I don't think the people in Denmark, the politician in Denmark, that's stupid. It starts by no one should criticize religions or defiles the holy books. Holy books, plural. And this person is bought. This politician or group of politicians who are suggesting this law are bought by petrodollar, is bought. I didn't see the money or the exchange of money, but I can guarantee 100% these people are bought, because they know this will limit or eliminate what we call here the First Amendment. Freedom of speech will be gone. It's already gone in many countries in Europe. Okay? Already you don't have Second Amendment in Europe. You cannot defend yourself. You cannot carry arms. You cannot have firearms, except for Switzerland. But even Switzerland is very difficult to carry your firearm with you all the time. Okay? So this is dictatorship. It's very clear. You can't talk, you can't defend yourself, you can't do anything. The government will do everything for you. And the government will be influenced by dictators. Is Islam encouraging freedom or dictatorship? So, this is, I hope, Denmark wake up. And the Danish people should be awakened and speak against that and pull this politician vote him out or get him out of office. He is bought, okay, by oil money. This will happen if it takes place in Denmark, Sweden next, in this country next. After that, you can't open your mouth, especially criticizing this nonsense that came to us 1400 years ago. Okay, this was heavy and difficult, but we got through it. So let's talk about something good and positive that happened in Egypt. It's also on the news. On Twitter, which is now X, there is a campaign by Egyptians. And let me give you some understanding about that before I speak about this campaign. Many people that happen in my own situation, they think because I speak Arabic, I am an Arab. And they have to this. I've been in the West for so long, but still, unfortunately, many people think I'm an Arab. And when I tell them I'm not an Arab, they say, you speak Persian then, or it's not clear to many people because this area is so far and nobody really is interested. Let's be clear. Nobody's interested in it. Okay? So I have to explain that it's, for example, Mexico, it's not because they speak Spanish that they are Spaniards. Brazil is not because they speak Portuguese, they are Portuguese. They only speak Portuguese. They are actually different race. The same with Mexico, the same with Central and South America. Many people there speak Spanish or Portuguese, but that does not mean they are Spaniard or Portuguese. The same for us, people of North Africa. The Egyptian, we had our own language and culture. West of us used to be a kingdom, used to be called Amazigh. The Arabs called them barbarians. It was very advanced culture also, but it got destroyed. Some of them they still speak their language. In Morocco, Tunisia, and Algeria, some of them still speak it. But for us, our language and culture in Egypt was totally destroyed. However, there are young people now coming up with the idea. They make printed t-shirt and it says Egyptian. You see in Arabic, you have to modify the sentence for man and for woman. And you will see it in the picture. I'll put the picture of the t-shirt in the video. For the man says Egyptian, not Arab. And a young lady next to him, it says Egyptian, not Arab, but the sentence is modified to fit for a woman. And that, to me, despite of the situation in Egypt, that it's very grim, that is hope that the young people now recognize and realize that there is big difference between that nonsense that came to us 1400 years ago, influenced us in a very negative way, and we better change that. And they are using their freedom of speech, freedom of expression, to make that a t-shirt, to bring back the Egyptian mind, the Egyptian heart, the Egyptian advancement, the Egyptian tradition, and get rid of that nonsense that came to us 1400 years ago. This is a very positive, hopeful note that I see in the world today. So I hope that Denmark and Europe wake up to that. And these politicians are supported by a very corrupt system that it's like cancer. No, it's not like, it is a cancer that it is destroying many countries. We thank you so much and we hope to hear from you, and please like, share and recommend that video to others. Thank you very much.